This epic romantic disaster film was written, directed, produced, and edited by the only person to visit the deepest part of the ocean, Hollywood icon James Cameron. The film was released just in time for Oscar contention in late 1997, and with a budget of $200 million, was the most expensive movie ever made at the time, and adjusted for inflation, more than $50 million more than it cost to construct the original ship in 1910. Luckily for all parties involved, this fictionalized account of the world's most famous maritime disaster, the sinking of the RMS Titanic, went on to gross nearly $2 billion, making it the highest-grossing film of all time for 12 years, until Cameron's next picture, Avatar, surpassed it. Bookended by present-day scenes on board a salvage ship floating over the North Atlantic resting site of the famed liner, the story of Titanic is told through the aging eyes of prolific 1930s actress Gloria Stewart, who plays a 101-year-old survivor, eager to share her memories of the ship's final cruise to the modern-day treasure hunter salvagers led by Bill Paxton. At 87 years old, Stewart was the oldest person to ever be nominated for a competitive Oscar. Sadly, her Academy Award was one of only 3 Titanic did not win that year. The film did grab a record-tying 11 awards, including, of course, Best Picture. Although not intended to be a completely historically accurate depiction of Titanic's voyage, the engaging story interweaves delicately and effectively with true events. At this film's center is a remarkable love story between Leonardo DiCaprio, a poor artist relegated to steerage, and Kate Winslet, who plays the young, rich socialite version of Stewart's character. Unfortunately, their steamy romance is interrupted when the massive ocean liner strikes an iceberg and begins to slowly sink into the cold Atlantic Ocean, a fate sternly predicted by the ship's designer, Victor Garber.
Water, 14 feet above the keel in 10 minutes.
When can we get underway, damn it?
That's 5 compartments. She can stay afloat, with the first 4 compartments breached, but not 5. Not 5. As she goes down by the head, the water will spill over the tops of the bulkheads. At E deck, from one to the next, back and back. There's no stopping it. From this moment, no matter what we do, Titanic will founder.
But this ship can't sink.
She's made of iron, sir. I assure you, she can.
A disaster picture on the grandest scale, Cameron incredibly guides the audience through the chaos with carefully executed shots, coupled with some of the most astonishing visual effects in any film, past or present, showing us not only a heartwarming and nail-biting final act, but an emotionally resounding one as well. Anchored by an instrumental version of Celine Dion's beautifully powerful My Heart Will Go On, the best-selling single of the entire decade, the love story here is one for the ages. The 2 young actors convey a truly magical romance that even a few lines of corny dialogue can't ruin. While our lovable leading duo is incredibly easy on the eyes and easy to root for, what elevates this film is the outstanding supporting cast. There are over 100 speaking roles here, and every character shines in one memorable scene after the next. From Billy Zane as Winslet's arrogant fiancé, insisting on bribing his way off the sinking ship, or Kathy Bates' steadfast common sense as the unsinkable Molly Brown, to Jonathan Hyde's brilliant performance as the cowardly White Star Line managing director, eager to make headlines. Even non-actor Louis Abernathy as Paxton's brash salvage partner adds welcome comic relief. It's no secret that a film this popular has its detractors, but regardless of its faults, there's something appealing and entertaining here for everyone. With the exception of some repetitive outrun the rising water sequences, every single scene of this 194-minute epic is littered with touching, exciting, erotic, and frightening moments that tug on every single human emotion, all building to an immensely violent, thrilling, and depressing final act. Having spent more time with the Titanic than its doomed passengers ever did, Cameron's dedication to this movie does not go unnoticed. His trademark strong female lead charging the way through one of the greatest and most impressive films ever made. Technically speaking, there are 0 missteps here, from the shot composition, editing, sound effects, to the music and costumes. Everything here is filmmaking at its finest. Having been a Titanic buff myself since the 3rd grade, I first saw this film over 14 years ago, and watching it again with a critical perspective made me appreciate the scope and scale that much more. Re-released on April 4th, 2012 to commemorate the centenary of the tragedy, the newly applied post-converted 3D is expertly handled and remarkably executed, adding a new layer of depth and realism to this incredible motion picture. For those who love the film, this new version is most assuredly worth your time, giving some hope to the previously considered awful concept of post-converting a movie to 3 dimensions. As groundbreaking today as it was 15 years ago, phrases like "I'm king of the world" and "I'll never let go" still resonate. A monumental epic that's entertaining and enjoyable in every sense of the word, Titanic is a wonderfully grand achievement, emotionally exhilarating. Now that I've exhausted every adjective in my lexicon with the longest review in movie night history, let's see what you had to say about Titanic in the YouTube comments. Here's a Rate-O-Matic to show us our scores for Titanic. A 10 and a 9. Unanimously impressed by the film's action and technical achievements, it was some poor dialogue and length issues you didn't care for as much. You thought it was awesome. Although it's one of the most impressive films in existence, Titanic is hardly the best movie ever made. Hell, it's not even my favorite James Cameron picture. But its few flaws are greatly outshined by the stunning and emotional achievements throughout. There's a reason it's been a record 15 consecutive weeks at #1. This is an amazing motion picture, no doubt about it. It's just a shame that not everyone is able to truly appreciate it objectively.